Hi, welcome to Blade and Brush, everyone. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, back after a long time with another video. Yeah, my aunt has been working more and more from home over the last several months due to her injury, which she's finally recovering from. And it's just not feasible to try and keep recording when you've got like TV and other noises and right outside the bathroom door. Plus, I've been going through some stuff of my own. I've got a partially torn or just torn rotator cuff that I've been dealing with. I had an appointment Monday that confirmed it because I've been having some issues with it for a while now. With limited mobility and pain when I try to move it past that mobility. I was scheduled to, because I had gone to the ER after the latest episode, and they recommended that I get an MRI. So I was scheduled for this past Monday. I went into the orthopedic center at Metro Health, and instead of doing the MRI, apparently they only do that after like 6 weeks of therapy, which, okay, fine, whatever. So they gave me some home therapy exercises to do. But based on the x-rays and, physical tests that they did, they determined that, it's at least partially torn, although I would say partially torn is still torn. So what's the distinction? So I'm just going to say not severely torn, but still enough that, I've got limited mobility in my right arm. And also I got some new shoes on Monday because my old ones had kind of worn out to the point that the back of my foot, the heel, got a laceration walking around in it over the weekend. So happens, that padding at the back of the shoe, wears out over time and then, opens up stuff. So I was doing quite a bit of walking on Sunday, and that just, So now I'm dealing with that and trying to get that to heal. So I got some new tennis shoes. I got some new socks because a lot of the ones I've got developed holes in them, from wear and tear, and my sewing skills suck. Plus the holes are too big to realistically sew without without making them rather ill-fitting, because it's just, So I just got some new socks along with some other stuff. But yeah, I've got my my shoulder brace for this thing, and so that'll be a thing for a while until I'm better. And and as you can see from the thumbnail, we had a meteor event yesterday. I was downstairs working in my home office. I had my headphones on, so I did not hear the sonic boom generated by the meteor or the explosion as it broke up prior to impact. It's really kind of amazing how this stuff works, because most meteors burn up in the atmosphere and they never reach the ground or never even get close either. But sometimes one will get through, and rather than leaving a crater, they'll actually break up, right before hitting the ground because of like cracks and fissures that get exacerbated, during entry. So, it was quite quite a local event. So they think the debris from this 6-foot asteroid that slipped past our radar systems due to its size broke up and the pieces fell over Medina County. So, that was a bit of a interesting surprise for a Tuesday morning. But let's get to shaving, because as you may be able to tell from the thumbnail, I'm using my Mühle R41. I was going to use my R89, but I used my Edwin Jagger last on the channel, and the Mühle R89 is so close in terms of size and appearance and function. I figure, you know what, I have not actually used this before, ever. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it today and break it in. And also I've got Barbasol. Yes, I do use Barbasol. So let's go ahead and get started with the shave, because we're already 5 minutes in. And I've done nothing but blab. Yeah, it's been a few days since I shaved. Calendar year spring is almost upon us, but you wouldn't know it from the weather, because Monday it turned cold again, and yesterday we had snow squalls, and we still have snow on the ground. Alright, so that'll soften up those whiskers even further after my shower. Yeah, this is a thick and rich formula from Barbasol. It's not the regular one. Well, ho. Christmas is over, but we can still have it in March. Yeah, I don't have any new soaps or shaving creams that I haven't already used on the channel, but I do still have some razors that have yet to make an appearance here. And the Mühle R41 is one of them. It is a big razor. It is a two-piece like the Mercury 34C, but it is an open comb design or wedge design. I want to call it a true open comb, maybe semi-open comb. But yeah, the knob to twist it open is here. Remove the cap, put in the blade. The head is actually wider than most safety razor heads. Not wide enough to completely cover the wing flaps on the sides, but yeah, there's not a lot of overhang compared to other razors. And the handle is long enough and the knurling is extended enough that my fingers, all four of them here, and my thumb are completely within that handle's knurling. Like this, I don't have my thumb down here, it's like all here. It's a lovely chrome finish. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Yeah, the length is, this is comparable to the Mercury Progress long handle. Although on the Progress, because it's not knurled, I have to maintain my finger at the bottom just because of slippage. And my throat's a little froggy today too. So yeah, my fiance went home to Dumageddon for Fiesta. In fact, her brother posted a video on Facebook preparing the pig for the lechon dinner. Lechon is the Filipino word for pork that is made by a very particular method of cooking. Here in the States, most people can't get a whole pig to roast. So people who want to make lechon do it with a pork belly and use kitchen twine to turn it into a roll. And from what I've seen on Filipinos on their cooking channels on YouTube, what they do is they poke holes in the skin, let that dry out a little bit prior to cooking, and then when they go to roll it up, they put like aromatics inside, including lemongrass, although one enterprising Filipino cook used pineapple chunks to help tenderize the meat while it's cooking. It's a very innovative cheat, if you ask me. A good one, in my opinion, because, wow, pineapple flavor. And so the end result, if you do it right, is pork that is very tender with skin that is very crunchy. And so you get the best of both worlds. You get a nice crunchy skin, fork tender meat, I kind of want to try that myself one day, just to see if I can do it. But, plus, if I'm going to be married to a Filipina, I do want to be able to give her a taste of home now and then. Because much like my own dad, I'm the cook and baker in the household. So, yeah. By the way, I'm using the Mühle blade that came with this. Yeah, the R41 is deceptively aggressive. I would still put it medium. On the aggression scale, but yeah, it's definitely more aggressive than, say, the Mercury 34 or the R89, both of which tend to be milder. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Alas, I did not do anything to celebrate because I was working. And by the time I got done, it was kind of too late to go anywhere. You know, it's like parade was already come and gone. Although I did get to watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Disney classic starring a very young Sean Connery. Lots of old school effects, including forced perspective, oversized sets, a little bit of stop motion, no matter of other classic analog effects that still hold up, even after all these years. Looks a hell of a lot better than all that CGI crap, too. Then we got some bummer news for people who liked old classic WB shows. There was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival in the works that got nixed by Hulu. After watching the pilot, apparently the decision came down to one producer who hadn't really seen much of the show and didn't like the episode that he had seen. Which actually makes a lot of sense. It happens quite a lot more often than you might think. And of course, the right-wing YouTubers who love to call everything woke even when it isn't. We're all spinning it to their worldview. Because they're not at all upset that this project got nixed. Neither am I, but for different reasons. And the fact is, Buffy had 7 seasons of 22 to 24 episodes each. It had its run, it told its story, it had its happy ending. And why mess with that? We keep seeing the results of trying to do reboots like with Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who and all this other stuff. And it's like, dude, leave it alone. All stories have to end at some point. Even Firefly, which only lasted 1 season, but got cult status, and that led to an actual big screen movie to wrap things up. And while you could say, yeah, let's do a Firefly revival, which apparently there's an animated miniseries that takes place between the end of the single season it got and the movie. And apparently it's animated, so the surviving cast is going to be coming back to provide the voices for the characters they played. Although they will have to recast the ones who passed away in the years since. Yeah, specifically Ron. Oh God, what's his last name? He was on Barney Miller for so many years, and he played Shepard on Firefly. God, what is his last name? I'm blanking on it. Oh, I'm getting old, man. I'll look it up afterwards and post it in the description, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I turned 52 in 2 months. Wow. And today's the 18th. I turned 52 on May 18th. Yeah. Getting old, man. It's weird getting older in this day and age, because when I was a kid, watching movies that were like 30 or 40 years old, by the time I watched them, that stuff was mostly in black and white, and very often watched on a black and white television. So even if it was in color, it wouldn't have made any difference to me. But they looked like products of their decades, And now, at the age of 52, I'm watching stuff that is now 30, 40, 50 years old. That was new when I first saw it. And I remember seeing it in the theaters or on television during the first run and noticing all the changes, all the little edits when they remove material to make room for commercials. And I'm looking at that stuff and just thinking, it's like, yeah, it's like time has passed. This stuff is now officially old, but it doesn't feel old. I can watch old reruns or DVDs of like Knight Rider or Give Me a Break. Or the A-Team. And yeah, there's obvious differences in how it looks and feels, even with remastering. But, because remastering makes it look newer, it doesn't feel like it's older, Yeah, it's just really, really weird, All right, anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and do all the YouTube things so that you never miss a video. Hit that bell icon. But yeah, once again, this is the Mühle R41 open comb or semi-open comb. two-piece razor. And good old classic Barbasol Thick and Rich formula. Yeah. All right, that is pretty much it. Till next time, this is Mike for Blade and Brush, signing off.